Trae Young's playoff debut has been a major success, picking apart the New York Knicks defense time and time again in pick and roll sets. Hey yo, what's good with y'all? My name is Will and welcome back to Will So Chill Hoops. In this video, I'll be breaking down how Trae Young attacked the Knicks defense, leading the Hawks to their first playoff advance since 2016. In this series, Trae Young averaged 29 points per game to go along with nearly 10 assists per game. The Hawks offense was able to get up many great shots against a defense that was near the top of the NBA, and it all began with the pick and roll sets with Trae Young. The defense had to collapse down once he got to the middle, opening up for shooters from the wings and the corners. He also got opportunities with his floater, and he threw a number of lobs to his bigs in these sets. And he reads it so well. He has so many options and he knows when to go to each one. He reads the defense very well. And New York simply could not stop it. Now let's see what the film's gotta say. The Hawks pick and roll was deadly all series, and this time it is run with Trae and JC. Randle shadows Young on the drive while Rose recovers, but Randle doesn't know that he has no one in the paint to stop a lob to Collins, which is exactly what happens. Here's another set that begins on the wing, but this time Gibson stays in between a potential lob to Collins, taking that option away. However, no one takes away the option of the Trae Young floater with Rose trailing, which is a high percentage shot. With two guys helping in the paint, one of them has to communicate to the other to step up on Trae's drive to take that away, but they both stay at the rim. The action is now run with Clint Capela, which opens up a completely different dynamic, having three shooters spaced out around the court for Atlanta. Notice that when the two Hawks in the action close in on the paint, Obi Toppin shifts over into the paint to play help, but that leaves John Collins wide open for three in the corner, which he relocated to. But these next three plays are 100% identical, and they resulted in a quick 8-0 run in the fourth quarter for Atlanta with a different read every single time. It's a pick and roll set, but with a back screen on the roller's man. Here is Bogdanovic screening Gibson with no help defender between Capela and the basket, and the correct read is the lob. The very next possession, they run the same play again, but this time it is Hunter setting the back screen on Gibson. This time Burks does recognize it, staying in between Capela and the basket, so Trae cannot lob it up to him, and this time he kicks it to Bogdanovic in the corner as his men step down against the roll. The Hawks are now realizing how the Knicks will play this action. Burks is guarding the back screener and will stay around the basket to prevent a lob. So now the back screener, which is DeAndre Hunter, will pop out to the 3-point line, and just like that, Trae finds him wide open and it is an 8-point swing. The Hawks effectively used a back screen earlier on in the game on this John Collins cut. Bogdanovic sets the back screen on the well and RJ doesn't realize it, sticking to Bogdanovic, and now the paint is wide open for the lob. This is amazing play design from Nate McMillan. The pick and roll is a very simple action, but the thing is, you can get creative with it and you can make it way harder to stop, and this is one way to do it. Here, a quick double screen is run for Trae Young into a screen and roll with Capela. Rose is nowhere near the play after getting hit by the screen, so Trae only has to worry about Noel and Bullock potentially helping on the roll, but Noel gives him too much space, and there's the floater again. Trae Young is able to make easy and simple reads time and time again with this offense. And the reason that the Hawks pick and roll can be so deadly is not just because of Trae Young and Capela's connection, but it's also because of the spacing that they have. They have great shooters. On this pick and roll action with Capela, RJ Barrett has to help down from the corner with the double team being ineffective, and that is an easy read for Trae, passing out to Hunter for the 3. I really like this action as the pick and roll is isolated on the left side because there is no defender that can help from that side. Trae attacks and Gibson is forced to pick up, but notice how close he stays to him to take away that potential floater, but there's nobody there to stop the Capela lob. I was really impressed by this pass from Trae Young made off the pick and roll with Collins. As soon as the action gets going, Rose steps towards the paint and he flings an unbelievable cross-court pass straight to Bogdanovic for 3. I don't think people understand the degree of difficulty on this play. He's got two defenders all over him, then makes the pass off the dribble with his left hand over the defense straight to the shooter. But seeing all these plays, you're probably asking yourself, why don't they just go under the screen and cut off Trae's lane to the basket that way? And this is why. Rose goes under, Trae pulls up, Trae makes him pay for going under. This is excellent play design from the Hawks. They run a DHO into the screen and roll with Trae and Capela, but Rose and and Bullock have a miscommunication as Bullock switches the handoff and Rose is lost on it. This forces Gibson to pick up on Trae at the perimeter, a matchup that the Knicks don't want at all, and Trae hits the three. Rose goes under the screen on this pick and roll as well, but Trae has unlimited range. That is simply too much space. You have to go over the screen, but at the same time, going over the screen creates a whole new list of problems for your defense. As you can see, the entire scheme of the Atlanta offense is to get Trae penetrating inside with some form of cutter. Even in sets that aren't a pick and roll, you'll see this happening. Or you can simply have a guy in the dunker spot like Clint Capela, because the defense will have to pick their poison. You stay on Trae and he throws the lob. You give Trae space by playing in between him and the roller and he goes with the floater. And if you collapse down with more help defenders to take away both, he's just gonna pass it out to his reliable shooters. And it is so easy for Trae to get inside like this because you have to worry about his jump shot and go over every single screen. It is going to be very interesting to see how the Philadelphia 76ers try guarding him. They have been one of the best defensive teams in the league this year against ball screens, but a lot of that is Joel Embiid's ability to hedge for Simmons to recover. And without Embiid, they could have a lot of trouble stopping the Hawks pick and roll sets. But then again, maybe they don't. At this point, nobody knows, and we will all find out when they play. But the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young have proved themselves already, surpassing expectations. This team will be a threat for years to come, and Trae will be and already is a star in the NBA. But that's it for this video. Comment your thoughts on Trae Young and the Hawks down below. Also, if you enjoyed, a like is very appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more great basketball content. Speaking of great basketball content, here's 2 of the videos I've made, so click on one of those if you are interested. But I'm out of here, and remember, keep on hooping.